However, there can only be one Realtor of the Year. So this year, normally we do the everybody stand up and then we do the elimination thing. So we're going to mix things up a little bit. And I'm going to ask for some help. And my help's going to be from Barb Pulver and from Stacy Bowles. And we're going to do things a little bit different. One of the things the committee came up with was the duck, duck, goose. So be glad that one didn't kind of come around. me running around the room wasn't a pretty sight, so we're going to do that. So excuse us for 1 second. And no, we're not going to sing, so hang on 1 second. Okay. If you're here, because you might be Realtor of the Year, you might be a roadie. If you're 6 feet tall or under, you might be a roadie. No, wait. I have one more. If you wear pants or a skirt or a kilt, you might be a roadie.
If you have a brother or a sister, you might be a roadie. If you do or don't watch Dancing with the Stars, you might be a roadie.
If you do or you don't know all the words to Stairway to Heaven, you might be a roadie. If you dye your hair, you might be a roadie. So are we eliminating some already?
If you traveled outside the state at one time or another, you might be a roadie. Or you might have a mustache too. That hopefully stays on. If you traveled outside the country one time or another, you might be a roadie.
By the way, I am Sicilian. 2 weeks notice, I could have done that. That's why he still has his. If no chocolate on the table is safe around others, you might be a roadie.
If you make friends with everyone at the bar after 1, no, 2, make that 3 really stiff drinks, you might be a roadie.
If no question asked to anyone is off limits, even before the first, no, make that the second, or maybe the third drink, really stiff drink, you might be a roadie. If you have a quirky sense of humor, who in this room doesn't today, about yourself and everyone around you, you might be a roadie.
If you like Ethiopian food, you might be a roadie.
If what your traveling partner wears to bed is your topic of discussion in every group social, even before the first, no, make that the second, not the third stiff drink, you might be a roadie. If you can cover 20 long blocks in Washington, D.C. in less than 10 minutes because you went to the wrong place in the first place and didn't want to waste a metro ticket, you might be a roadie. And then if it takes you 2 days to to get home from Washington, D.C., you might be a roadie.
You might be Realtor of the Year if you're